The city's neighborhood planning department is working with the Arnett-Benson community, which part of its comprehensive plan, Lubbock 2040 initiative. KCBD News Channel 11's Jaden Santos joins us in studio to tell us what's to be expected from these meetings and why residents of the Arnett-Benson community should join in. Jaden.
Aubrey, the city of Lubbock adopted its comprehensive plan in 2018. It's a roadmap designed to guide how the hub city should look, grow, and function by the year 2040. One of the areas within the initiative is neighborhood planning. Over the next few months, the city is hosting a series of meetings, and they're hoping you go. The goal is for the city to work hand in hand with residents to revitalize older areas and to hear directly from you to learn what you think needs to be changed, including safer streets, which is what the first meeting will cover. On Thursday, city leaders will talk to you about transportation infrastructure, mainly the focus on revising map alignments and adopting a better system to accommodate all drivers. Later this month on April 23rd, they'll talk about neighborhood assets. That means improving local parks and community centers. The third meeting will address code enforcement issues to improve the neighborhood aesthetics. They are also discussing public safety funding and improvements. That will be held on Thursday, May 7th. The fourth meeting will discuss economic corridors and development. And the last meeting will cover any additional topics the community wants to discuss. These meetings will be held every other Thursday at 6 at the Maggie Trejo Supercenter. Anyone living in the Arnett-Benson community is encouraged to come and make your voice heard on the future of your neighborhood. Aubrey.
Thank you, Jaden.